Hey yo there! Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any videos. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. Hey yo guys, Pandy351 here, and welcome to this video, I guess. Real quick, go turn my chat off. So, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I'm going to be talking about my experiences working with the Girl Scouts this year. I've never worked with them before. Both my siblings were in Girl Scouts. I never was. And this year, since my father isn't home, basically the way that booths work, you have to have an adult with you, for obvious reasons. So Maddie needed an adult, so I went with her to do booths and stuff, and it was something. I was warned that doing Girl Scout cookies was like selling drugs. And, I didn't take it serious. Man, do I wish I would have taken it serious. Because, oh boy, they weren't joking. To start out, to explain some things, basically, the person who usually, the company that usually baked our, cookies sold off to a different company. So, we had a new company this year working our sales or our cookies. On top of that, the baker didn't start early enough, and was low cookies anyways. And if you think that's worse, there's more. 2 entire shipments of our cookies went missing, and a semi-truck full of our cookies crashed. So we basically had no cookies. There was just none. The 2 more popular ones, Samoas and Tagalongs, which are the ones I liked. Samoas, we had basically like 1 box, and that was it. And Tagalong, same. It was like a huge shortage. Realistically, the only thing we had were the mint cookies and the s'mores, which is not a very popular cookie over here. So yeah, so to start this all off, this is what we're dealing with. So it was very rough. A lot of disappointed people who would come and looking for a specific cookie and didn't find it. So yeah, I have notes that I'm reading over. So trying to get my thoughts together. So the very first booth me and Maddie did together, one of the things that I was told is that when cars come up to the booth, we're not supposed to sell anything to the cars. They have to get out of the car and come to us. Otherwise, I could walk up to the car and accept it. So there was this van that came around the side. He came up and he was like, I want to buy some Girl Scout cookies. And we were like, okay, I'm going to go over there and do it. And he gave me the money. And I went back to give the cookies to him. I gave them to him. He gave me a nasty look and drove off. Yeah, so basically someone tried to kidnap Maddie. And it didn't work because I went to the car. So that was great for a first time. Just first booth, first time. Immediately somebody tries to kidnap my sibling. Fun. Mostly there wasn't a lot of other big things. We did have someone try to give us a fake 100. It was really funny. It was this like girl and guy. I assume they were like in a relationship or something. And she walked over and tried to give us a $100 bill. We checked it over, couldn't tell if it was real or fake. So we asked her to go inside to the Walmart we were working out front of and, exchange it. Because obviously they can check to go get change. She was not happy about that. She was very unhappy. So, yeah. So her guy friend over here basically forced her to go into the Walmart. It was really funny. It was almost like he's over here like, hey, don't scam the Girl Scouts. That's bad. And so then she came back out and she paid for the cookies. So it wasn't really a big deal. But it was just really, really weird. We ran into some overly judgmental bitches from church. That was great. One of the other things that happened is we were at one of the stores and they have like a glass front. So like to show as an example, the way that the store is it has like this and then the door is like here, right? So we're standing like right here. So right next to the glass, right here, off to the side. And this guy, he was obviously doing something sketchy because it got to the point where the employees came over and were like making sure everything was okay. But he was flat out like leaning against the window, just staring at me. And that was very fucking creepy and not fun. Very, very creepy. I did not like it. Oh. And then I think the last like story I have, I do have some other things to talk about. But the last like story I have is there was this dude. I I don't I don't usually I try not to be overly judgmental of people, and at the very least, if I judge people, I try to be kind. Um, in this scenario, I pretty sure this guy was lacking in brain cells. Uh, not only was he having a problem even talking at all, he was talking at a loud volume. When he got close enough to us, we could kind of smell drugs off of him, and then later he was smoking. So, yeah, probably missing a few brain cells. And he wanted to buy cookies with this coin. Obviously it's like $5 per box. But he was adamant that this coin was worth $75 and he wanted to give it to us to get a box of cookies. And we were like, no. Sorry, buddy. He was not very pleased with us, but you do what you have to do sometimes. Other than that, the only other thing like I wanted to talk about in this video is I'm really surprised how odd people treat Girl Scouts. Because like obviously, I get that they can be kind of annoying and like, they push for cookie sales, but that's kind of like their job. I mean, they're doing it to fundraise and stuff, so they're gonna do that. But I could not tell you how many people were just kind of rude. One of the most common things was people, Maddie or my youngest sibling would, say, oh, do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies? Because that's what they're supposed to do. And they would look over. So they did hear, but then they'd just like keep walking, not even like respond or anything. And to some degree, you could kind of you could hear them talking with someone else saying that they were annoyed. They were just being like all around rude. And I don't understand that. But I think one of the most things that I heard was I don't have any cash on me. See, Girl Scouts used to, and I know in some places they still do, they don't accept card. They only accept cash. So your way to get out of buying Girl Scout cookies while feeling okay about yourself was to be like, oh, I don't have any cash. However, my sibling has a card reader on their phone, and Girl Scout does now accept card transactions. So it was really funny just how many people would be like, "Oh, I don't have any cash," and that's like, "Oh well, we take card." And then they would either like make annoyed noises and then walk over because they were like, "Ah, God, you got me," or they would just like try to find another excuse. Um, Another one that happened very often, and obviously for someone like me, I'm aware that they're lying about this. That's very annoying. Um, but of course, other scenarios. Most people don't know this, but diabetes was brought up a lot. Like, oh, do you want Girl Scout cookies? No, I have diabetes. Um, Diabetes doesn't mean you can't have any sugar. In fact, there are times where you need sugar when you have diabetes. It's not no sugar at all. It's you have to control how much sugar you're eating because your body can't process it. Which is fine. We have shortbread cookies that contain very little sugar, and one of our more popular ones for people with diabetes is we have tagalongs, or as East Coast calls them, peanut butter patties. The reason why they're the best is because obviously they have the sugar with them, but they also have protein. And usually, if your body can't digest sugar, it's because it can't digest sugar without protein or extra protein in it. So the patties kind of help with that. But yeah, no. So I don't know how many people would walk up and be like, "Oh, I have diabetes." It's like that's not diabetes. Doesn't mean no sugar. It means low sugar, which we have low sugar. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really strange. The whole experience. Those videos not as long. But the whole experience was just kind of strange. I don't know if I think child me would have not been cut out to do Girl Scout stuff. I really don't think they would have. Um, I definitely, for those who can do Girl Scouts and do Girl Scouts, hey, that's pretty cool. Like, it definitely takes a lot of work, and you know, if you're willing to put that kind of work into it, that's great. But yeah. But the only other thing I found out about Girl Scouts is it's definitely a form of cult. Um, it's even to the point where they have like an anthem thing. Uh, I live in Washington State. I only know what it is here. Other states may not have this. I want to make that very clear. And specifically, I'm talking about the Girl Scouts here. I know that there are, organizations that work overseas for Girl Scouts. So I want to make that very clear that I'm not speaking on behalf of all Girl Scouts. I am speaking on behalf of what I have experienced and what I have seen here. But yeah, they have like an anthem thing they have to recite. And it just made me laugh because all I can think about is that Girl Scout is a cookie cult of some kind. But no, honestly, I think Girl Scouts is like a great program and stuff. I think it's really good for kids to be a part of activities like that. I do think that obviously it's not for everyone, and if it's not for you, then you should be forced to do that. Um, but honestly, it does really help like teach kids things, and you get to do more activities because of it, camping, stuff like that. My sibling is going to DC at some point and has gone to New York. Um, both because of Girl Scouts. So I think it's a great program. I don't think I don't think I'm cut out for it. I don't think I would have been cut out for it, but who knows? Um, but yeah, no. Um, Other than weird people, for the most part, everything was fine. Um, wasn't really anything like too massive. Obviously, the Maddie being kidnapped is pretty big, and some of those other stories are kind of big. But like for a long longer video. I got nothing. Um, so yeah, people are crazy. Treat Girl Scouts nice. They deal with a lot. They will sit out there in the rain selling cookies. They stand out there in the heat selling cookies. Like they deal with people constantly trying to scam them or being mean to them or just being all around rude. Um, it's hard. It's hard doing that work, especially as a child. Like I mean, there's always an adult there, but even so, like just having like just being a kid and hearing like having people be that rude to you and stuff, and being determined enough to sell through rain, snow, hail, like it's pretty big. So hey, be nice to your local Girl Scouts. Tell them they're doing a good job. You don't even have to buy any cookies. Um, but yeah, that's about it. So yeah, just a short little video. Just thought I would share my like smaller experiences. I wish I could go into more detail, but I don't remember a lot. So yeah. It was all right. It was fun, and I enjoyed it for what it is. I would never do it again, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Um so yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I know this is short, but I just wanted to you know, mention my short little experience with Girl Scouts. Um yeah, so I hope you all have a awesome day. NTTFN.